Hello everyone, I'm Tech Bob and welcome to Etech Facebook Live Fridays. Today I'm going to be reviewing our training program, the different options we offer. So to get started, I'd like to talk about a couple different training sort of delivery methods we have. The first of which is what we refer to as our on-demand training session or a virtual training. The way this works is we have a case that we ship to you or sometimes a box. It comes with the training devices you're going to need to get the hands-on training with. It comes with the tools that you need to work on the devices, and it also comes with an iPad and a stand. And the way we do this training is we create a Zoom video meeting conference thing, and we see what you're doing on your side via the iPad and its camera, and then you see what we're doing on our side via an iPad and also the camera. So this option has been really great, mainly because of COVID and the limitations on group gatherings and travel and everything in general. So we've been able to still offer this training session throughout the entire pandemic because it doesn't involve any person-to-person contact, which has been great. But the reason, or the way this sort of evolved, is our original training has always been big group sessions, so 10, 15, 20, even up to 50 people. But there's always been those times where a shop or a retailer or just a customer needs one person or two people trained. That gets kind of expensive fast for both parties. So we would have to fly out to you, or you would have to fly to us, hotel accommodations, per diems, all that stuff. It adds up quickly. So the on-demand or virtual training session has been a really great solution to kind of fill that gap between a group session and just needing one person trained. So if you are someone that needs either refresher or new training on mobile devices, let us know. And I'm actually going to, towards the end of the stream, after I talk for a bit, I'm going to review on our website where to find our different training options, just cover a couple of them, just to kind of navigate the site if you're not familiar with that part of our website. So with that being said, that covered the on-demand or virtual training session. The other thing I'd like to cover is who our trainings are meant for. So we've been training for Etech Werx at least 5 years. And then I've been training even longer than that, since the Radio Shack days when they had their Fix It Here repair program. So combined probably 7, 8 years, if that. I've kind of lost track of time, but it's always been a big passion of mine, as well as like the companies I've been with, because we have a lot of knowledge here. When we say we have parts, tools, and knowledge, it's not just us saying it, that's us actually having the knowledge. So that's why if you have a question about a part or a type of repair, we're here to help you, because not only have we done the repairs ourselves, but we've actually trained people on how to do them. So we can give you that insight as how to avoid damage or how to make a repair more efficient, not take as long on a repair, things like that, and make the overall process more cost effective. So in the end, you make more money. But as I was saying, our goal is to teach anyone possible. So on the more beginner side is someone that's never done a repair before. Say you're a computer repair shop and you're trying to get into phone repair, or you want to start fixing phones. That happens all the time too. We have an option for that. So we usually recommend getting started with iPhones and Samsung repair, because they're the most, I would say, intuitive and easy to pick up versus like LGs or Motorola's. Not that those aren't repairable or anything like that. They're just not as easy to get into right off the bat. And plus, I would say market-wise, don't quote me on this because I didn't pull the latest numbers, but Apple and Samsung have usually carried probably 70 to 80% of the market when it comes to mobile devices. So if you know those two, you're going to be able to fix the majority of what's going to come through your door. So we recommend starting off with that. On the middle side of the repair spectrum, we do have repair shops or customers that have been doing repairs for a bit, but they either are having issues with certain repairs, like damaging connectors or cables, or they're not able to repair all the devices they'd like to. For example, you've been doing iPhones for a long time, you've never jumped into iPads, we can teach you on how to repair iPads the right way so you don't have issues getting into them. So that's kind of the middle of the spectrum. And then the high end of the spectrum, we have shops that have been doing repairs or individuals that have been doing repairs for years. And it's not that you don't know everything, but there is always something more to learn. Same thing with us. There's always more that we can learn ourselves. But on the top side of that spectrum is we have our board level training. So say you're doing iPad repair, but you don't know how to do charging ports on iPads because they're soldered to the board. We can teach you that. Say you get audio ICs in from other customers around you or repair shops that want you to do the repairs. We can teach you how to do that. TriStar, backlight issues, knocked off components. I could go on and on with the number of repairs we can train you on how to repair. Typically on that side of things for micro soldering, we recommend starting with charging port, since again on that side it's the most intuitive and easier to pick up, especially if you've never soldered before. We recommend starting off with that. And I would say we've trained well over 20-30 people on it, just the solder charging port process on iPads, and everyone's done really well to pick it up. They're pretty quick sessions, and the board level sessions are ones we recommend doing in person. We can probably figure out how to do a virtual training or on demand, but when you're soldering through a microscope and you need to see what we can see and all the equipment involved, it's just easier for you to come to us here at our facility in Southlake, Texas. But with that being said, that covers kind of the spectrum of what trainings we offer, who we offer them to, and again, the goal is to really help out in any way we can. I covered our mail-in repair program, I believe, 2 weeks ago. We're definitely there to help on the repairs that you don't know how to do or aren't comfortable doing, but it makes more sense for you to do them yourself, because that's cutting someone out of the equation, which helps you gain that additional margin. We're more than happy to do them for you, but I would say the end goal, to me, myself, if I owned a repair shop, would be to be able to do as much as possible. Maybe not all at once, because, I mean, we're all human and you can only put so much in your brain at one time. So that's why when we do training sessions too, we try not to teach you from start to finish how to fix everything, because you're either not going to remember it all or you're going to have a breakdown. That's one of the things that could happen. But with that being said, we kind of break it up. And if you're not sure what to get into repair-wise, reach out to us. You can reach out to our sales team or our tech team, and we can kind of guide you that way, and kind of the progression we recommend based on our experience in the industry and what we've seen across the field. With that being said, I know I'm already a little over our 5-minute mark, so I'm going to jump over to my screen stream, which looks like it's working there. Good. So I'm just going to go over it quickly on our website, where our trainings are located and a couple of the options. So this is our navigation bar here with all of our categories for parts. Over here in this white area, this kind of shows two of the services we offer. So board repairs is a mail-in program that I mentioned last week, covering, or not last week, the week before, covering the either soldering repairs or just devices that you know how to fix. But right next to it, we have our training section. So as I mentioned, we have a couple different options for trainings. Here you see we have Apple training, Samsung training. So Apple is going to be your iPad or iPhone. And then Samsung, we're currently only doing Samsung phone training, not doing the tablets just yet. But if we have enough of a demand for that, or if anyone comments on this live stream video once it's posted, let us know if you're interested in that. I would say Samsung tabs aren't as common to repair as iPads, but we still get a good amount here to repair, so it's worthwhile to at least look at. And then one thing I actually didn't mention, which I can cover now since I have the screen stream open. Here we have full assembly, non-full assembly training. This mainly applies to iPhones, and mainly it changes the configuration based on the part you're buying. So we sell two different configurations. We have the Plus version and just the standard version. So technically it's going to get a little confusing here, but we have Premium Plus and we have Platinum Plus. The difference between those two is just the greatest screen. Platinum is our higher end. So on some models, it's going to be the soft OLED. Others, it's going to be the highest aftermarket version. And then Premium is just the standard. Now, the plus part in that name means that it comes with the small parts on the screen, so you don't have to transfer them over when you do the repair. The part is generally going to be a little bit more expensive because there's more on it, but it's going to prevent you from having to transfer things on certain models like the front camera, the back plate, what else, a speaker, just the general small things. It helps cut down on your repair time, and if you're really getting flooded with repairs or just starting off, we recommend doing the full assembly option because it does take a little less time to complete the repair. And again, if you're getting into repair and you've never done them before, I highly recommend starting with the full assembly option, where we'll train you how to do a full assembly screen repair, and batteries go along with that too. As far as what's covered in those, if you need the exact detail as to what repairs we cover, when you click on one of our training options, it'll say it in there. So I can go ahead and do that. I'll click on full assembly training here, and I'm going to click on, let's just do on-demand Apple full assembly training. Let's see. Oh, there it is. So here it gives you a number of people, location, it's virtual, so it's via FaceTime. The device is covered and the repair is covered. So typically our trainings cover at least a screen replacement and a battery replacement because those are the most common repairs. If you get into the non-full assembly training, because it's a little bit more complicated, we'll do something like a charging port and any other small part that's typically asked of us. We don't gut the entire phone because usually starting off with repair, we don't recommend that you're doing things like housing swaps or power flex repairs, things that are really involved because it gets complicated really quickly and we don't want anyone damaging anything. So definitely recommend starting off with full assembly if you're going to get into iPhones from nothing. So just one more thing to cover here. I'm going to click on our board level and micro soldering training. So this is where I mentioned is on the higher end of the spectrum. And we just have some generic pictures here kind of showing the setup of our micro soldering stations and a TV with the microscope camera connected to our TV to display. But this has by far been our most popular training, has been the solder charging port repair training. But we also, as I mentioned, have the Tri-Stern audio IC, backlight repair, FPC, knocked off component. And then this one right here, this complete micro soldering. So what this one does is basically we teach you all of these for one. So you do get a slight discount combining the 5. So instead of paying, what is that, $2,500, it's $1,000. So it's, or sorry, $2,000. So it's $500 off. So if you are interested in getting into board level, I would definitely reach out to us. And if you want some detail in these, again, each of these states in the description what all is trained on these trainings. So if you have any questions, it would be right there. And with that being said, I believe that is all I had on our training program to cover today. I hope you guys found this video helpful. And if you have any questions, reach out to us. I feel like I've said that 10 times now, but we really do mean it because I'm sure that there are questions out there and either you may think that it's not worth asking or someone's already asked it. Trust us, we would rather have the question than potentially lose out on the relationship of doing business with you. So reach out to us, please. We definitely appreciate at least the call or the email or the chat on the site. But if there are any, I was about to loop back into that question thing, so I'm not going to do that. But this video will post onto our Facebook account. All the videos we're posting to, we're going to put onto our YouTube account so you can find them in both places. But as we've mentioned in the past, we've had a couple posts kind of going out on our Facebook. If there are any topics that you all would like us to cover in particular, I know we had one that came up last week, or I believe it was this week, that was on, let me see, no, I wrote it down somewhere. We're going to go over platinum versus premium. We're going to go over some common micro soldering repairs in a future session. If there's anything like laser-wise you would like to cover, or even a product on our site that you're thinking about buying but don't know for sure if you want to or want some more detail, let us know and we can drop it into the live stream schedule. But you know where we're at every Friday at 12 p.m. I'm way over the 5-minute mark I shoot for at this point in this video, but I hope everyone has a good rest of their Friday and enjoy their weekends, and we'll see everyone on next week's stream. Thanks, guys.